Wisman says. Live hotline. Uptime of the session is 45 minute, s. 16 second, s. Wisman says. Live hotline. Uptime of the session is 45 minute, s. 16 second, s. Stream Elements says. Wisman says Stream Elements spotlighting hotline. Learn how to customize session is 45 minute, s. 16 second, s. Stream Elements says. Wisman says Stream Elements spotlighting hotline. Learn how to customize session is 45 minute, s. 16 second, s. Stream Elements says. Wisman says Stream Elements spotlighting hotline. Learn how to customize session is 45 minute, s. 16 second, s. Stream Elements says. Wisman says Stream Elements spotlighting hotline. Learn how to customize session is 45 minute.
Still married to Faith.
He was.
But they were separated, I guess.
Yes, they were separated from what he said. So, I mean, you know, I see a white man and a black woman. And then at one point, my mother had moved us to Jackson, Tennessee, which is like the deep South. So it was a lot of, you know, racial tension and them not understanding. Like, my mom is a brown skinned woman. They would see my mom and be like, well, who is she? You know, it was pretty rough. But then eventually we moved back to the East Coast. And I think by the time we moved back, it was, you know, it was a little less tense. But I mean, it always was, you know, a little bit of tension with that whole situation. So.
Right. Especially with a white father and a black mother. That was a little more rare.
Right. It's usually the opposite. So,
right.
You know, yeah, I mean, you know, the dirty looks, you know, even, you know, I remember a situation when my daughter was really young and I had her like in this kind of like elite private school, and my mom was taking her to school for me because I was always on the road, and people asking her, oh, are you the nanny? Like, just really like obnoxious racist stuff. Like, it was crazy. And that was in the 90s. So it's like, I don't think it ever really goes away. I still think there's a little taboo, like a stigma with it or whatever.
So what was Philly like in the 80s?
It was rough. Philly is a rough city anyway to grow up in. So, it definitely was a lot of, I don't know, just craziness, but I guess like when you're from there, you just adapt to it. So it doesn't seem that crazy to you. Like if an outsider were to come in and witness it, they'd be like, this is wild. But I also feel like Philly breeds like a toughness in you where you can just kind of get through any situation. So.
I mean, right. If we're talking about the mid 80s, when you were still like a preteen, I mean, that's when crack started to hit,
yeah,
the East.
Step up and, look out for your mom. Like you're her only child. They separated. So I was going off of what he was telling me. And then he was like, he had a show out of town somewhere. And he was like, would you be down to go to the show with me? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't have any clothes. I don't have anything with me. He was like, don't worry about any of that. Like, I'll make sure you good. Like, don't trip or whatever. And I'm like in a dress. I do remember this. Like, I'm making this long, like, dressy dress. And we're at the airport and I'm on a flight in this long, like, dressed up gown. They're probably like, where the hell is she going? And I don't know where we were. I don't remember like the city, but I mean, it was fine. He sent, somebody out to get me, some clothes and essentials or whatever. It wasn't anything like, romantic. We were just like hanging out. And again, came home. We talked on the phone. And then I don't think anything became like romantic until I flew to LA. I went to LA to meet him because he was doing the Martin show. And that's kind of where, our relationship, became romantic.
Well, you said, I guess the best way to describe Biggie would be like Barry White. He could charm you out of anything, even your clothes.
I'll attest to that. That works. That works.
Okay. But at the time, Biggie was still married to Faith.
He was.
But they were separated, I guess.
Yes, they were separated from what he said. So, I mean, I'm just going off the information that he was giving me.
Okay. I mean, was that something that became an issue? Like, hey, listen, I'm messing with you, but you're still married. Because I remember there was that Vibe cover where it was him with Faith, like in the drop top. You know what I'm talking about? So, like, their relationship was being kind of pumped up in a way.
I think that came out like, obviously back then you would shoot something and it would take months to come out or whatever. So I don't remember if it came out, before we became romantic or during. I really don't. I know it was in the early beginning stages, but I mean, from his account,
Give me a hell yeah. What?
They got married really fast and they separated. So I was going off of what he was telling me. And then I'm young as hell, I don't really know. So I'm just like, okay, well, you want to believe what somebody tells you that you like. So.
Okay. Well, before you guys met, there was the whole quad shooting situation with Tupac. Mm-hmm. And there was also the rape case that happened, which he got convicted for. So Tupac was in jail while you and Biggie are getting to know each other. But at the time, Suge Knight is trying to get him out on bond and get him to join Death Row. Mm-hmm. And then the Source Awards situation happened.
Right.
Now, Pac was still in jail during the time, but Suge knew that he was coming out and he was joining Death Row. And that's when he got on stage at the Source Awards and he said, any artists out there that want to be an artist and stay a star, don't have to worry about the executive producer trying to be all up in the videos, on the records, dancing, come to Death Row.
Right.
Now, were you there when that happened or no?
No.
Okay. But Biggie was there, Un was there, Junior Mafia was there, C. Gutter was there, and backstage, it almost turned deadly.
Right.
Because this was a very serious situation. You know, Suge just dissed Puff on stage in front of the whole East Coast in New York.
Right.
And it potentially was about to turn dangerous.
Right.
Did you and Big talk about that after it happened?
Honestly, I don't recall us ever talking about that. And I don't remember the timeline well enough to know if that happened during, after we met. I kind of want to say that happened before we met, but I'm not sure. But I don't ever remember having a conversation with him about that.
Okay, fair enough. So you guys are having this relationship with each other, but he's the rapper, you're the girlfriend.
Right.
You're not telling him that you also are interested in rapping and so forth until a situation happens with a voicemail.
Until a situation happens with what?
With a voicemail that you left for.
Yeah. Right. Well, I wasn't really, I rapped when I was really young. So, once I had my daughters, that kind of just, I put that in the back of my mind and just was like, I have to focus on what I have to focus on. But yes, the voicemails, when he got caught with the girls and I had access to code is when I, made a whole rap about everything I had heard on the voicemail. And, he was like, you really have skills. So in my mind, I'm like, yeah, okay, you're just saying anything to deflect off the situation, but he was serious. And so his advice to me was, I think that you should try to write a rhyme every day. You're going to get nicer. You're going to get nicer. And he was serious. He wasn't just trying to placate me.
I see him muted the whole time. My bad. Appreciate it.
Me and say, I'm just trying to get out of this situation that I'm caught in. He was that serious. So that's basically what I started doing. I rapped when I was in maybe right before middle.
Oh, I just want to do that little thing real quick. She ain't talking about shit. All right, let's go.
NBA player in New Orleans, whose name she changed to hide his identity. She just called him Roger Short, a tall, dark-skinned man from New Orleans, playing for a team in the Midwest. She was attracted to him and started an affair of her own. So now she was cheating back on Biggie, purposefully sleeping with men she's attracted to get back at him. The same day she met Roger, she wrote him the address to her hotel room. And that's when they started hooking up. She would have a couple one-night stands and affairs here and there, just to spite Biggie. This will become important later on when she meets Tupac. She was feeling more and more disconnected from her husband and her bad boy label mates. Started making her own business moves while the bad boy camp was touring. They were mad at her for not touring with them. Faith kept a distance from her husband and wanted to advance in her career on her own, while hooking up with men like Roger Short during her trips around the US. She had friends with benefits in multiple cities. In October, she then came
She's out there getting it out, twin. Just getting it out. You know what I'm saying? God damn.
to LA to record some music. She was staying at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel and once again got in touch with Roger Short. Then she met a producer she called Terry Dollars on the same trip. His real name is most likely Teddy Riley. She had sex with him a few times as well. And shortly after that, on October 18th, 6 days after Tupac got released from prison, Faith went to the Hollywood Athletic Club in LA, where she met Tretch from Naughty by Nature. There are two conflicting recounts of what happened next. According to Faith, Tretch told her that Tupac wants to meet her, but according to Tretch, it was the other way around. Faith was the one who wanted to meet Tupac, but according to Faith, she knew nothing about him and had no interest in him. In some of her interviews, she even claimed that she didn't even know who Tupac was.
Is I'm still alive, y'all? What the fuck's going on? So you welcome. Appreciate you. My YouTube saying I'm not live. Oh, I'm still live, okay.
Or that he was signed to death row. But in her book, Keep the Faith, a memoir released in 2009, she admitted to knowing him. Even added that Biggie told him about their beef and his accusations of him having something to do with the Quad Studio shooting. According to Faye, Biggie was convinced that Pac knew better than to think that he had something to do with it, basically implying that he was creating drama and lying on purpose. So Faith knew exactly what was going on between the two, and still decided to meet her husband's accuser, someone who considered her husband his enemy. Went to talk to him before Big and Pac could talk it out. He's not even been outside for a week and she's already meeting him, before Big even got a chance to reach out to him, because he was on tour.
I see the hairline seam right there. That's why Tupac cut his hair. I see it. Well, y'all seen my short. Probably not why Tupac cut his hair. I always, for years, I've been wondering why he went bald. And when Tupac brother explained why he did it, cause he said he was stressed at this moment. He was going through a lot. He said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna cut my hair."
They could have talked it out before Faith got involved, and Big didn't know what Tupac was going to do next. He wanted to see him and talk it out, but there was an awkward silence between them. And now his vengeful wife is going to his potential enemy, someone who's also vengeful and has built up a lot of hate and resentment for Biggie. A lot of people believe that she knew exactly what she was doing, that she purposefully looked for Pac to sleep with him, sleep with someone Biggie considered a brother, just like how she considered Lil' Kim her sister, before getting stabbed in the back. She was already sleeping with other men the nights before, and was going to a new club every night to meet men. She wanted to hurt Biggie the same way he hurt her. And now, according to Tretch, she's asking for Tupac. Soon as they greeted each other, a photographer came and took pictures. And you can clearly see that she's not wearing her wedding ring.
No, I just thought about this shit.
She's showing off.
How bad boy get mad at Tupac doing it, but they ain't get mad at the other dudes and shit. All the other singers she been with and shit. What name was Teddy Long? Teddy? 112 and them.
Off her ringless hands, while Tupac is looking provocative. Faith told everybody, including Tupac, that she and Big are separated and about to get divorced. So she might have purposefully holden up her ringless hand to seek attention from Biggie. Like, look, I can go and hook up with your enemy if you don't treat me right. This is what you get for betraying me. Maybe she was indeed trying to hurt Biggie the same way he hurt her. Cause there is no other explanation on why she's holding up her hand like that. But later on she was playing innocent, telling Biggie that she never cheated on him. But she later admitted to it after he passed. And yes, she took off her wedding ring every time she went to the club. Tupac complimented her, saying that he likes her music and wants her on his album, adding that only she can do that one song he has in mind, which is Wonder Why They Call You B. Faith was struggling with money at the time. Without her husband or label supporting her, she wanted to make her own deals and work with artists on the West Coast. And she obviously knew that working with Pac would make her husband mad, or at least make him worry. Seeking attention while playing with fire. You don't just collaborate with people who accused your husband of being somewhat responsible for a shooting. Faith told Pac that he would have to get clearance from Bad Boy Records to put that song on the album, and that she wants $25,000 up front.
$25,000.
That's not a problem, Pac said. In her memoir, she said that she didn't actually go ahead and work with him immediately, but instead went home to think about it and to ask her manager Mark Pitts and Biggie on the phone, quote-unquote, a day or two later, if it was fine for her to do a song with him. And they supposedly told her that it was no problem, that she can go ahead. I met Tupac out here. He wants me to do a song with him, Faith said. Oh, word? Big responded. You're gonna do it? If the money comes through, yeah, I'll do it. According to Faith, Big played it cool, as if he wasn't worried or jealous, which might have not been the type of response Faith was anticipating. But Big knew better than to sound jealous and worried, as that would make him look weak and insecure in Faith's eyes.
You should have goddamn did
Then
that
again,
shit right there.
we don't know if this conversation...
You should have did that shit. What? You bring your motherfucking ass home? Fuck you got going on? Ooh. Yeah, she tell you gotta call police on her head. Yes, sir.
Right here is from an interview with Chuck Phillips, which took place on October 19th. And you can clearly hear Faith recording her vocals and talking to Tupac, while Pac is outside the booth having an interview with Chuck Phillips. So both of her stories were lies. First she said they were never in a...
What the fuck is this? The fuck it is?
Studio together. And then in the memoir she said that the studio session happened after the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack release party on November 14th, adding wild stories to assassinate Tupac's character. But this recording from October 19th disproves it and shows that Faith was hiding the truth and trickle-truthing millions in an attempt to cover up what really happened. And the truth is that Pac and Faith left the Hollywood Athletic Club together, the same day they met, October 18th. Cause when Pac went out to smoke, he saw Faith leave the building. He then yelled across the parking lot, "Y'all leaving?" And Faith responded, "No." Pac then said, "Cause we about to go back to my hotel room. What y'all gonna do?" And Faith said, "We gonna follow you."
Oh my god. Man, ain't no way, bro. We married too, and you with my enemy, you at the hotel, like, bro. Ain't no way, y'all.
That night, Faith went to Tupac's room at the Peninsula Hotel. The next day, on October 19th, Pac and Faith drove to Can-Am Studios in Pac's convertible. Can-Am Studio was hereby the recording facility of Death Row Records, and she admitted in her book that she immediately knew that this was Death Row's territory. She saw Suge, Corrupt, and various Death Row affiliates there. She then recorded the hook for the song Wonder Why They Call You B. With Pac being on Demon Time, he also played her the first beat for the Biggie diss track Hit 'Em Up, saying, "Look, I've been working on new music for my new album." With everyone from Death Row in that room smirking. They all knew what Pac was going to use the beat for. Faith and Puffy's baby mama, Misa Hilton, who was also there that day, were the only ones who had no idea what that song was about. They were just bobbing their heads to the beat and enjoying it. Pac hadn't laid down a verse yet, but he was planning to brag about sleeping with her, which he tried to do that same day. So he basically played Biggie's wife the beat on which he was planning to kill her husband lyrically. Planning to brag about sleeping with her while she's there in the studio vibing to the beat, not knowing what's about to happen. Having a great time enjoying the music, just to find out that she was vibing to the melody of the song that would turn Biggie's world upside down and give him the shock of his life. The disrespect. Unbelievable. I mean, how was Faith supposed to explain it to her husband? What was she supposed to say? "Honey, I was in the studio with the guy who accused you of setting him up. I was in a hotel with him and he's now bragging that he slept with me. Oh, and I was also vibing to the beat he tried to end your career with."
Maybe the government.
It was a terrible look. Just imagine Faith's reaction hearing Pac brag about sleeping with her on the same beat she was bobbing her head to while using it to humiliate Biggie. And at the time the song came out, she had a baby on the way. Those were probably the darkest times in Faith's life. Following the teachings of Machiavelli, Tupac wanted to win by all means necessary, using methods that are cruel and immoral, but effective. A leg lock, something that would ensure Tupac's victory. making it nearly impossible for Biggie to come back, humiliating and dethroning the King of New York. A lot of people saw Faith sit on Tupac's lap while they were spending time in the studio. The singer Natasha Walker said that she saw Faith's legs between Tupac's legs. Actor and singer Ray J has seen it too. We walked in one day and Faith was sitting on Tupac's lap while Pac was writing a verse. It was like, what the F is going on? That was one of the craziest sights, dog. Faith was in Pac's lap. I was like, what the F? I'm not... Is that... It can't. I'm not hating on nobody. I got love for Faith. That was unbelievable. During the time of the East Coast-West Coast beef. Others said that they looked like a couple. The song, Wonder Why They Call You B, was a subliminal diss towards Biggie's wife Faith Evans. But she didn't fully understand it.
And that's why they called you bitch, I betcha.
In the song, Pac was pointing out the hypocrisy and the delusion of promiscuous women. And Faith didn't...
Faith ain't worth the fuck. I ain't gonna lie. We just go in and be real. Faith ain't worth the fuck. I want to get into that, what is it? Jab. What her name is? I can't never say her name right. I said her name wrong. Okay, this was Jack said Diddy and Faith said Biggie up. I'm gonna go to Diddy.
Diddy told her he was gonna get Biggie. She knew it was gonna happen.
Damn, why it sound low? Hold on, we need that shit sound low, bro. Oh my god. Shit, I'm red with your ass, brother. Come on.
Jaguar Wright said,
Saddest thing, being on tour buses and watching go broke back right before your very eye.
Oh shit.
huh?
I guess that's gonna be the original one, I guess. It is on Art of Dialogue. This shit sound low when she
Diddy
said.
told her he was gonna get Biggie.
Can y'all hear?
It was gonna happen. She was purposefully not by her husband's side that night.
Real life.
Y'all saw the movie. Did anybody see Brokeback Mountain?
Brokeback Mountain.
You wanna know what was the saddest thing? Being on tour buses and watching go broke back right before your very eye. You would have never thought. And then the next thing you know, they're all watching together. I'm sorry, I don't trust men. I've been on too many tours. I don't trust men who sit around watching together. You're not watching the inside.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no.
Y'all watching porn together. Oh, fuck it. I don't know about that, twin. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Little suspect. Little suspect. Ain't gonna lie.
These women you're being aroused.
What's up, brother? How
by
you doing?
watching. Not yours. You're programming your mind to see this as normal. Constantly seeing a bunch of around all the time. When y'all go to the bathroom as men and you're around the urinals, y'all just sitting there with your junk hanging out. Hey, guy, how you doing? My junk is out. You wanna watch me piss? Shit. That would look strange. That would look strange. Why are these doing this shit on the road? See, it's the bonding experience. And then your real predatory people like the Diddy and them, they got somebody that's watching you on the road to see how far you're willing to go so when they bring you to the house. What they're doing to homosexuality is wrong. Because homosexuality has nothing to do with being a sodomite. It's nothing to do with none of that other stuff. It's not that at all. It's just a preference of the person that you love. It shouldn't be deciding what contracts you sign that are going to change the rest of your life, not your sexuality. Shouldn't have anything to do with any of that. So
Mm.
why is this so heavy? Why is this so prevalent?
Should being openly gay close doors?
No, being openly gay should just be being openly gay. It should have nothing to do with doors. And the saddest part about it is these people aren't openly gay. They're forced to stay in the closet, which means they're forced to do what? Live a lie. You get used to living one lie, you can live any lie. Let's be honest about Faith Evans. How does a woman with that much talent end up married to somebody like Stevie J?
I don't know about that. Gene did say it was drugs. That's what he said. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can.
Or maybe years ago you decided to be a hip hop plant because you didn't think your light skinned fat ass was ever gonna get a real shot. And so you took that shot. You were a single mom and your back was up against the wall. Think about it from this angle. Everything we know. Ask me how much different Faith life, her whole life look, career look. Diddy told her he was gonna kill Biggie. She knew it was gonna happen. She was purposefully not by her husband's side that night. It happened, and she was told she had to lie about it.
Y'all agree with that? Y'all agree with what she said? I'm winding back for the people that just came in. Matter of fact, can y'all hear? Maybe, make sure y'all, can y'all hear? Let me know.
It happened, and this angle. Everything we know. Ask me how much different Faith life, her whole life look, career look. Diddy told her he was gonna kill Biggie. She knew it was gonna happen. She was purposefully not by her husband's side that
Yeah, where the fuck she was at?
It happened.
That's a good question.
And she was told she had to lie about it. And guess what?
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no. Yo, know what I'm saying? Yeah, she ain't come testify, tell he was a good person. Nah. Yo, appreciate you on that, DJ.
Ideas of what he wanted to do with what he inherited. Because the paperwork was set up for Faith to not be able to receive $1 from Biggie's estate unless it was for little Christopher. She only had one child with Christopher. The other children who required taking care of and feeding and all of that, all of them couldn't be fed off of Christopher Wallace's money. They weren't his kids.
So she had a court date coming up too?
And then, I mean, you heard what Gene said. He really never had much contact with Faith. And the little bit of contact that he had with her, he was surprised as well. You heard him say it. It didn't make any sense. Her and Biggie. It didn't make any sense to anyone. It shouldn't have made any sense to them because they were married in 10 days. It's funny when you ask Faith how long her and
I think it's an
Biggie
African
together
thing. I
before
don't
they
know.
got married, the story changes every time. It was 10 days, it was 20 days, it was this days, it was that days. My second marriage, I told y'all, I got married after 21 days. Has that ever changed? Y'all talked to me and my second husband separately. Did the story ever change? Why does hers? All the time. It was this, it was that, it was this, it was that.
I ain't gonna lie, she got some big ass earrings.
I'm not saying that
big
she
as hell.
didn't develop feelings for him.
Olympians
I'm
in
not
them
saying that
motherfuckers.
she didn't care about the father of her son. I'm saying she was hired for one job.
African fashion.
Her being involved with Pac. But she didn't know Pac was Pac.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. None of this shit makes sense. What really does make sense is that Diddy has had a long career of using pussy to trap niggas into making them do what he wants to do or using them to move them out the way. How is Faith Evans any different than Lauren London? How?
Lauren London do?
No difference at all.
I knew.
Struggling artists trying to make their way up.
Boy, you about to fuck me up, boy. You sit your ass down. What Nunu do? Oh shit, she gonna make me get up in that motherfucker. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Ain't no in here. Go back to this one.
All right, Real Life Street Stars, man. We back with Jag, man. And I got to say, Jaguar, you just did, I would say, what we would think is the unthinkable. 2 million views within a couple of days. 1 million view on part 2. 1 million view on part 3. The Real Life Street Stars interview, back on the blue couch. You killed it. And, you know, thank you first and foremost. Because, you know, only you could do such things on this couch to make us anonymous. But we have to work our way through kind of like a little bit of a recap of what that interview was.
What y'all think of Jagger though? Y'all think she be making those stuff just for getting views, or y'all think she really telling the truth? And what's her background? What she was signed to Diddy and them? She was a singer or something? I don't know her background like that. Y'all let me know.
And the first thing at the end, let's work forward, is you went live today on your own Instagram to address one Christopher Williams, who he said, "Man, what Jaguar talking about?"
No, he said I was a crackhead.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. He did say that. And
this is all I have to say to that. Somebody go get me a cup. I'll piss in it right now, right here on camera. And I guarantee you the only thing you'll find in my urine is alcohol and THC. That's all I do. I am a retired drug dealer.
Drug dealer? Oh, yeah, miss.
Never get high on your own supply. 10 crack commandments. I remember when the song came out.
She's telling the truth.
I don't do meth. I don't do coke.
Okay, cool.
I don't do heroin.
Thank you for telling me that, baby.
I sold that. More importantly than that, my father was a drug and alcoholics counselor.
He was a drug dealer.
Counselor. A retired addict himself. I knew everything about drugs by the age of 7.
Damn,
my father used to sweat out heroin addicts in our basement.
Lord have mercy.
See, I thought it was crazy when I was young. But as an adult, I understood why my father brought his work home with him. Because he wanted us to see where this shit ended. So we wouldn't want to begin. See, when you see a motherfucking grown-ass man, 6'7", 267 pounds strong, crying like a fucking baby, having fucking heroin withdrawals. At the age of 5, it becomes very clear that's not the shit you want to do. When your father goes into a crack house with a 45 in one hand and a Bible in the other and walks out with them both with blood on them with your god sister in her arms because he had to beat the nigga that was raping her off of her.
Another one.
I'm gonna skip past that part. Oh yeah, you don't keep no. Protect the baby. Let me say that first. Protect the babies. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know we gonna get all into that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna skip past that part. I don't like hear sad shit like that. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
It's insane.
Especially with kids. I don't.
I save people from drugs.
What do you? Because he's like, I'm from Brooklyn, and I would never.
And he's a dick. Fuck you mean? So you was saying Christopher Williams?
He said what? He said I can relate because a gangbanger and drug dealer when I was young, and I knew about. Yeah, damn. What's up? How you doing, Maggie? How you doing?
He's a dick sucking hoe.
Yeah, what did you say about him? Yeah, well, I mean, what do you say? Because he's like, I'm from Brooklyn, and I would never.
And he's a dick sucking hoe from Brooklyn.
Oh.
He's a light skinned, lightweight, JBL headphone stealing, pussy ass motherfucker.
That was 2017, Jack.
And 2017, that was less than a decade
she
ago.
true. I need to do more.
Who the fuck sells some fucking steals JBLs?
What the hell JBL?
Steal the beats.
What's that?
You're an artist. You should know the difference in sound quality, ho.
JBL. I got to look it up because I got to see what that is. She talking about the headphone? JBL. Oh shit, Black Orgy. Oh, I know you fucking lying. Ain't that type of time right now. Ain't it? I'm on stream. Ain't that type of time right now. That motherfucker pulled up Black Orgy. I know you fucking lying. Ain't that type of time right now. And she made. Damn, I forgot what the fuck I was looking up. What is it called? Is it Bluetooth headphones? So who's she talking about? Somebody stole some headphones? Y'all inform me. Oh yeah, I got a pair at the house. Yeah, I got a pair of these. Oh, they pay. I know you fucking lying. And $50 for these. I know you fucking lying. Shit, got my shit for the 30. Don't act like y'all don't be watching that shit. I be watching that. I ain't gonna lie. I'm caught red-handed. Goddamn good. Fuck, I can't go on Google with y'all no more. I caught red. That motherfucker caught me red-handed with that shit. That motherfucker pulled that bitch up. Yeah, damn. You little nasty. Look at that shit. We'll go back to it, chat. I don't give a damn. I just put black in that motherfucker. Look at that motherfucker put in there. Oh, yeah, put it in, do it no more. I said, that motherfucker said Black Orgy. I said, what the fuck? Don't act like y'all don't be doing this shit.
The beats, the JBL. The beats that you stole the JBL.
The beats were.
Y'all get on me, bro. You don't act like y'all don't be watching this shit. Shit, we gonna be, we talk grown talk. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, y'all like do that shit. Some Brazilian. I watch all women though. Shit, that's what I'm on. Ain't gonna lie. Shit, nigga get curious sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Harder back then, yeah. Okay. So with that being said,
that shit was funny as hell. I got
yes, you've ruffled some feathers.
Fuck them.
And
Fuck the feathers. Put them in a pillow. Go to sleep.
Faith Evans just responded to your comment. She's saying she heard your story about, y'all's, and she said hilarious. That's the only comment. Hilarious.
Got it.
Like that's an interesting rebuttal.
I don't understand. Where's the rebuttal?
Hold on, twin.
What is hilarious?
Slow down.
What I said, or the fact that she didn't have anything else to say other than hilarious. See, I find that hilarious. One word responses, I find hilarious.
See, I knew we right here, twin.
Because see, a one word response is you looking for someone to let you off the hook for something that you don't want to say. And at the end of the day, it is hilarious. You married Biggie when you wanted Tupac. That's hilarious. You wanted Grammys, but you settled for ghostwriting or like Mary J. Blige. That's hilarious.
Hold on, she sing better than Mary J. Blige? I got a question. If I ever sing better than Mary J. Blige, y'all let me know, can it? What we think about it right now? Can she sing better than Mary J. Blige? I only heard one song by Faye. I know a lot of Mary shit.
You wanted to build real R&B divas franchise, and you settle for Stevie J and Mona Scott and Jocelyn Hernandez and The Masked Singer while he films you in your home, disrespecting you.
Not in the home.
That's hilarious.
Ooh, she on her ass.
You married your child's godfather.
Ooh. He the godfather too?
And he wasn't never looking out for neither one of y'all. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's real hilarious.
Or the fact that Valletta Wallace would have rather had little Kim, a woman that really loved her son, than you as a daughter-in-law. That's hilarious. You want to talk about hilarious? Hilarious is settling for a life that is so far beneath you, cousin. When you're one of the most talented bitches in the world. Hilarious is pretending like you didn't know, that you weren't sure whether or not you were carrying Tupac's babies. That's hilarious. Hilarious is both of the niggas that I know and kick it with that worked at Death Row that heard Pac fucking you in the booth.
Oh my God, bro.
And took pictures.
Hell no, man.
What the pictures is?
Get your ass on, boy.
Who got the pictures?
Get your goddamn ugly ass on.
Who got the pictures? Who got the pictures? Not saying I want to look at it, but I just want to know if she gonna tell the truth or not. Who got the pictures? You said, yeah, Stevie J is Biggie. Ain't no fucking way. Now they different right there now. I call you Godfather, you met. Okay. Now, say I want me and my boy Astron, right? Say I'm your God, you name him Godfather, your children, shit. You die, shit, and I marry your wife. That's wrong. That's wrong or right, bro? That's wrong or right, y'all. I need to know. But it been some years. Well, hold on. When they got together, it been some years. They probably fooling around for years.
Of your very high yellow ass, getting fucked by that very gorgeous, dark-skinned, thin man who was so much different than your obese husband who you didn't know. That's hilarious.
Okay, we got wrong.
Bars.
If Faith have twins, she probably have Tupacs. Get it? Tupacs.
Bars.
Your husband.
He probably don't know
Said that.
Y'all got that hell nah.
That's hilarious. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
So yeah, no. You said it right there. But all right, we just recapping because we just recapping. And things have happened since you.
I love you, cousin.
Oh,
I do.
shout out Faith Evans, man.
Tell the truth and shame the devil. Just look at Julie.
Who is Julie?
Julie's getting clean.
Who is Julie?
That book that she wrote about being Brian McKnight's first wife and helping all of his victims. Our cousin.
What Brian McKnight do?
It's changed everything for her.
I bet you doing the R. Kelly shit. I bet.
Go and look at your cousin, Julie McKnight Johnson's channel, and look at how she's performing. It's so clean. Get clean. And I mean get clean.
So
because we know how Stevie J loves feeding cocaine to the women he lives with.
And that's what I'm going to ask you about. We've seen Stevie J, since your last interview, come out to Puff Daddy's defense. And he said the one thing that kind of threw me off, where he said Diddy has never done no crime. I said, wow, that's a blanket statement to say no crime.
Stop the cap.
For him to say that.
Yeah.
No crime. I'm like, you're kind of fucking yourself up by even saying that.
He's on 1,000 fucking sex tapes. What the fuck else he's supposed to say? What he gonna say? Did he guilty or what? What the fuck he gonna say? He's got this nigga. He's using him, his little sex tapes and shit, as the archetype to recruit new fuck niggas. Look at Stevie J fucking Bieber in the ass. That's all you gotta do.
Poor little Bieber. Poor little Bieber. Goddamn Usher. Goddamn Diddy. Stevie J. Oh Lord. That boy, that boy terrified at night. He probably can't even sleep at night. He tearing his ass up. But damn, poor little Tink. You know what I'm saying? That's fucked up, bro. What Justin Bieber parents was? Ain't no way. I don't give a damn. You goddamn Ricky Fantana. I don't give a damn. You Michael Jackson. I ain't about to see my goddamn son live with you and shit. The fuck I look like, bitch. I'm gonna be there 24/7. Yeah, He parents weird, bro. Y'all seen y'all kids with these mother. See that what people. See that what we need to boycott. We need to boycott shit like that. The people don't like, bro. They send. That's fucked up, bro. Be money hungry. I ain't gonna be money hungry like that. Shit, you ain't about to give me no money and you gonna goddamn take my son and goddamn or my daughter somewhere I don't know about. Like, that's crazy. Ooh, that's why I ain't got no kid right now. I can't have kid with anybody, bro. These motherfuckers.
And the world knows that Stevie J's sex tapes date back to him and Mary J. Blige on the sex tape? Yeah, it goes back.
Did you ever see the tape with him and Evelyn?
Yeah, him and Eve. I'm sorry. Yeah, him and Eve. Evelyn. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Yes. It dates back to that. I'm sorry, Mary J. Blige. Yeah. But it dates back to her.
He fucked her too.
Oh, goddamn.
And I ain't saying allegedly. Mary.
Yeah, I heard Mary like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny, Jag, because you mentioned, like, when you said, hey, I want to learn what the Tootsie was. I didn't know what it was, and you learned about it. And then just last week you hear about Diddy's bodyguard arrested for drugs paraphernalia. I'm like, okay. It seems to be like everything keeps unraveling slowly but surely. And, you know, he's like, oh, you hear Stevie J. He's never done nothing illegal, but you hear his bodyguard getting arrested for drugs. And you only have to assume that these drugs are what, you know, this is Diddy's bodyguard getting arrested
Stevie J was at the house in Miami when they pulled up Bad Boy Style.
Oh, yeah, he was. He said, I'm at Diddy's house.
Don't forget, he was there. They had him in twisty ties, too, like they had the kids over there in the Beverly Hills.
I forget about that.
Fuck was you doing there?
He was getting hit.
He's a fucking ghoul. Let me tell you something.
Not a ghoul.
If Diddy and fucking Stevie J was a movie, it would be The Vampire of Brooklyn.
Oh, man.
Diddy would be Eddie Murphy. And Stevie J would be Kadeem Hardison, the ghoul.
Damn, his nose and shit, all that
The
shit.
nigga that he kept falling apart.
Yeah, lose his fingers and
Yeah, shit. But he was down because he was waiting for his moment. That's Stevie J.
That call selling your soul right there. That selling your soul right there. Hold on. Jaguar alert. You said Tupac wanted Lil' Kim? It's out here Tupac get his revenge against Biggie. Tupac wanted Lil' Kim over Faith. Now he would got Lil' Kim. Ooh. I ain't never thought about that. Now he would hit Lil' Kim. Stop thinking that. Instead of him hit Faith, he hit Lil' Kim. That nigga probably be destroyed. They say Biggie loves some Lil' Kim. But they say Lil' Kim was cheating though. Lil' Kim was cheating with one of the people in Junior Mafia. That what Gene Deal said. You said that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Ooh, so y'all think, that made me think about this. So y'all think, boom, he got Lil' Kim. Will Hit 'Em Up be, Hit 'Em Up is a legendary song, still hit to the day. Well, you think it'd be like 10 times harder? Or it'd just be like regular?
Now, Faith has been doing interviews for the last 2 decades.
But y'all know this Tupac ex-girlfriend in jail before. This the one Stretch tried to get with. For y'all don't know. Y'all know Tupac had a best friend named Stretch. While he Tupac locked up, he tried to get with her.
That Tupac lied and hit him up about sleeping with her.
Damn, all the girls in they 50 still fine back in the 90s. Yeah, damn, Lord have mercy.
Understand that you were actually the one that like worked with Tupac, to come up with the plot to sleep with her. Tell me a little bit more about the role you played in this.
Say 10 times harder.
Genius and devilish plan.
Tell me plan.
To avenge, for revenge, because he was out for revenge.
That was his way of getting Big back immediately. Was, he was he gonna f with his bitches, and he was like Kim, and I was like Kim or Faith, and I was like, I think you got a better chance in Faith because before I knew that they weren't on good terms, I lived maybe 10 blocks away from where Big lived at, so I would occasionally like the hood would get together. Everybody would ride out, go to his shows and stuff like that. And this is around the time he married Faith. So I'm like, and then, being around that circle, hearing this nigga's fucking everything moving still, even though he's married, they having problems, she constantly catching him and shit. So I was like, she's probably the weakest link because when your man is embarrassing you publicly, sometimes you got some frustration and you got you got a little revenge streak in you. So I was like, I think, you might want to go after her instead of Lil' Kim, because I feel like she's more loyal.
Another one.
Appreciate you subscribe to the channel, brother. Damn, so you the reason Tupac hooked over Faith, huh? Okay. We found that out tonight.
A little more rada to him. So, that was how we got that cracking. And when he got out, as fate would have it, very soon he bumped into her, and after he fucked her, I'm in Queens, he's in California. That afternoon he called me, and he called me and told me that he did it. First he's like, I did it. I told you I'd do it. I did it. And I'm like, yeah, what did you do? And he's like, I just fucked that bitch. And I was like, oh, wow. I'm like, yay, great, okay. And, we spoke.
How did you react?
I was dry.
Honestly, how did you react in the moment?
I was dry. I was like, oh, okay, yay. Like, but it was killing me. Yes, it was killing me inside. But, you know, I was like, okay, great, yay. Then he, you know, switched up the subject and he's like, you know, I'm about to send for you to come out here. And I was like, all right, cool, whatever. And he's like, you know,
We're going to go ahead and get it up for Tupac, Return of the Mac. You know what I'm saying? Top player. That nigga need to be steady.
Hell yeah.
Hey, they that point. God damn. You got another kid to help you try to fucking net carry. Ooh, you can't do that shit these days, but you know what I'm saying? That's how you get fucked up, right? You can't do that shit. Only girls in 2026. No, they ain't going for that shit. Them motherfuckers investigate your ass better than the police. They ain't gonna slide with it. Unless she just goddamn crazy and fucked up in the head and ain't got no respect for herself. Things of that nature.
You know, you're available. So that changed the subject, and then I was like, cool. But as soon as I hung up the phone with him, I got this urge to just vomit. Like, I was just so upset, hurt, like disgusted. And then I started throwing up to the point where I ended up having to go to the emergency room that night because I like choked on my own throw up and my irises became bloodshot red. It looked like they thought I had been strangled. Like that's how uncontrollable I started vomiting. That's why.
Now, were you disgusted because here's the man you love calling you, telling you that he just another woman, or were you disgusted because it was Faith? I mean, you know, just for
I was disgusted because I loved him, and you know, it just like I loved him, and even though I thought I could stomach, you know, because it's like we discussed this, and you know, you're calling me because it's like, yeah, we hatched this little plan, and we talked about this, and boom, I did it.
The planning phases.
It was, and in reality, it was too much for me to handle, and that's how I know, like, you know, in theory, it sounds good, but I don't think I would have been able to be a part of the harem because I want more. I wanted more, but I wanted him too bad, so. That was a fight, inner fight.
I approve y'all being together.
So when
we'll induct her into the Thug Life Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying?
Another one.
I approve y'all being together. I approve it. Cause you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I approve it. I don't know about y'all. What y'all think? Y'all approve her?
As we're originally discussing it, did he automatically say, like, I'm going to get at Kim? Like, did he ever say anything to you about being attracted to Kim?
No.
Was it just like...
No, he just, I don't think I think if they wouldn't have been attached to Big, I don't even think they would have been on the radar. He wasn't attracted to Kim or nothing like that. It was just, he knew this nigga was fucking with her for a minute. And then, you know, he ups and marries Faith out the blue, like out of nowhere, but everybody knew Kim was his bitch. So, you know, it was like,
I ain't never thought about it. Yeah.
Sometimes a man's wife is his wife, and his other is maybe his heart.
Yeah, that's where I agree with you. Getting Lil Kim would have been like 10 times harder because I been fucked with. You know what I'm saying? Why ain't you married Lil Kim though? Man, Lil Kim, you ain't had married to motherfucker see as your wife. I know she was salty. Shit, I need to find more about that. You need a little mess around here. Why he married Lil Kim?
I think that's more along the lines he was just trying to get at whatever was going to hurt and embarrass him.
Okay, so Faith said in her memoir that Pac demanded that she suck his wee-wee so that she could get paid for the song. I ain't heard that in a long time. Wee-wee. So that she could get paid for the song Wonder Why They Call You Bitch. And that she had no idea that Tupac was signed to Death Row before going over there to record the song. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that's comedy. Because she didn't know that Suge was on Death Row. And she signed to Bad Boy. And Suge was in Puff's baby mama. And Pac was fucking her best friend.
That's what I'm saying. Then her and Misha were close. That's what I'm saying. They two put together like Diddy baby mama and Faith were close though. You know what I'm saying? While she was fucking Suge Knight, you didn't know who Tupac was. Yeah, I like her twin. She got there. She put us on point tonight. It's more satisfying for him to marry. He said it's more sense for him to marry Lil' Kim. I'm asking, why you want to marry Lil' Kim? She wasn't ugly. I don't know now I don't know what the fuck that is. But back then, you know what I'm saying? She was cute.
Who her best friend? Who was the best friend?
Who still is her best friend?
That is still best friend?
Oh, I don't know, Miss Desiree. I'm trying to get you to say it.
I know. But she's
would this lady happen to be... Would she happen to be a singer who just was successful for the last 4 decades?
Absolutely.
And would this singer happen to have an album titled My Life?
Absolutely.
My Life.
You got it. So...
Oh, shit. Who they talking about? Mary J? I don't know. Who y'all talking about? Female singer. I'm going to look it up. Female singer. I spelled it wrong. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I knew Mary J. Blige. It's I knew it. Say Mary J.
Yeah, so Faith wanna act. Faith's just lying off the she just gonna run with this lie and go with it. Ain't nobody tell her about no sucking no weed. Suck his dick to get paid. I never heard that before.
That's what she put in the book.
I wouldn't even read her book.
That's what she put in the book.
That's what you call fiction, not fact.
Yeah, I ain't read it either. I ain't gonna never read it.
Yeah, she said that Tupac demanded that she suck his wee.
Oh yeah, my bad, y'all. I forgot we did buy that book online on Amazon. The Tupac with the other Tupac girlfriend, the one that was sending him letters in the mail. I forgot we gotta read that one. I bought the book live. I gotta read the letters that Tupac wrote her
before she got her check.
Oh, okay. But she got a check
for the song.
She got her check, but she didn't suck no wee. And they couldn't release the song. As soon as I got to LA, the next day he took me to the studio to play me her version and told me they wouldn't clear it, but they did the song.
He got it.
She's a fiction writer.
Do you think Tupac ever lied on? Do you think he ever lied or would ever lie on his dick?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So here's 2 things we're going to go on.
I'm listening.
Now, normally when somebody's first we're going to deal with that. But of the people that he said he had sex with, nobody else is saying that he didn't.
Facts.
And he really wasn't a kiss and tell. You just was dumb.
It was just faith.
You thought he liked you. You didn't never cross your mind. He got a problem with your man. Now you did that on spite. And you just don't want to, say what it is. It is what it is. He didn't lie on his dick. He ain't never lied on his dick. He don't got to lie on his dick. Just throwing themselves at him by the dozens. But also on that aspect as well, going back to the case. So just one person, nobody's never come out ever again.
Yeah, we need to be somebody be hurt.
Any type of story about this man doing anything.
That's why I don't believe it.
Now you see these other people that are being accused of sexual assault, things like that.
Rapists don't just rape once.
That's a pattern. Yeah, that's a habit. So no, he's not a liar. Not about his dick, and not about touching or doing anything with anybody, forcing them to do anything. He wasn't asking that lady to suck his dick for no damn check because she already fucked him. So that's just another one of her lies to cover her tracks. Those who know.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, just me as a spectator, I think that if I'm shooting Faith some bell, to be fair, she won.
She said spectator like she playing Call of Duty out there. Hell nah.
And Tupac, she wanted to spite her, but she didn't know that they both were gonna die the way that they died. So is that why you think she's carried the lie out for so long? Because of how things ended?
Nope. 2, she wants to save face and not look like a whore.
Yep, facts.
And I believe that she has a child with Big, and she don't want to tarnish that image of their relationship and have her son look at her any different. Because being put in her shoes, that's what I would think. Like, I got this man's child. I'm not ever going to say that I slept with his enemy. Because how does my son look and think about me at that point?
But do you think it would have been something? Let's just say,
you cheating on your mom. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? You cheating too. So I mean, you really can't get too mad about that shit. Cause like, Biggie was cheating with Lil' Kim. I don't know why they were married. Charlie, I thought I said her name Charlie. So yeah, okay, we gotta give, you know what I'm
saying? Tupac and Biggie were still alive today. Do you think it still would have been something that she would have had trouble admitting to?
She still has that man's child at the end of the day. I think if she didn't maybe have children, whether they dead or alive, she probably might have kept it more real. She did what she did out of spite. She never intended for the world to know it. You know, she was being a sneak. And I don't know. I'm a dick like this. If I was her and I had the opportunity to fuck after laying up under Big, I would take it. But
me too.
Yeah, I would take it.
I would lie about it too, but I wouldn't keep lying on his name. I would just tell people not to ask me about it in interviews.
No, she's adamant, you know, but at the end of the day, she does have a child with Big. So you think about it. You don't have kids yet, but when you do, you will realize there's a lot of things I will and will not do because I have a child. And I'm not, especially a male child, I'm not going to embarrass my sons I have sons, but I wouldn't embarrass my son by letting him know I did some real thought with my husband, your dad's op. So yeah, I'm taking that to the grave.
The thug and issue, she said it. I like that.
And I can't say that I'm mad at her. I just don't like the fact that she be lying on my face.
Yeah.
Saying, like, putting out all these stories saying, oh, he told me that I gotta suck his to get paid. And it's just like,
yeah, that's crazy.
Like,
that's crazy. That's the first time I heard that. That's crazy.
Yeah, she put that in her book.
What, you was giving prostitute? Why did he think that you had to get paid? Like, suck dick for money?
She had to suck his willy to get the check.
We're not Willie.
That sounds crazy.
Like,
that don't even sound like that.
What year you a boy?
On my face.
Yeah.
Saying, like, putting out all these stories saying, oh, he told me that I gotta suck his.
She said Willie for me. That was when was you born?
Man, and I'm sure you do lots of interviews. Make sure you ask everybody who personally known him if that sounds like something he would do or say. Because I don't think not one person's gonna sit there and be like, yeah, that's Pac. He would have, yeah. No, absolutely not. No money for favors.
Yeah, I don't see it. But then, you know, people tell me like, oh, well, you didn't know him. You never met him. So, you know.
Well, I did.
It is what it is.
I did, and that's totally out his character.
Shout out to we love over here in Pop Thug, like, we love Desiree. Desiree on me line. We love Desiree. She said she used to sing in Tupac studio. Yeah, no. Low-key want to hear some more about her, though. I ain't gonna lie. She was on point.
All right, Real Life Street Stars, man. We back with Jag, man, and I gotta say,
Shit, ain't nobody defended Faith Evans claims. Everyone I ain't seen not one person defend her. He got corrupt. Okay, we got Drew Down. Okay, I've been hearing Drew Down a lot though. Okay, we finally got them get it to Drew Down.
Tupac, All Eyes on Me. You was on that album. All About You. You was on that song at the beginning. What's the backstory behind that? How did that come about?
Well, shit, I was fresh out the pen. Pac was fresh out the pen too, but he was fresh out for about 2 to 3 weeks. That's when Suge bailed him out for, the $1 million. What everybody was talking about. He got, $1 million bail, which is really $100,000. You know what I'm talking about? Motherfuckers don't regulate real talk when it come down to the court shit and, dealing with the jail system and shit like that. $1 million, he bailed him out for $1 million. Nah, he bailed him out for $100,000, probably even less. But the whole point is, he was in Beverly Hills. And when I get out of jail, I wasn't out probably 6 days. I ended up going to Beverly Hills too. And my nigga Big Sight, rest in peace, that was my nigga. From Big Sight, seen me in Beverly Hills. And at this time, I had 2 bitches that were sisters, you feel me? And they were selling vegetables to all the restaurants in LA, in Beverly Hills, you feel me? They only had 2 trucks, then they ended up having 8, 9 of them motherfuckers. The one sister, they don't look alike, but they sister. One bitch was tall, big titty, hella ass, black hair. They're Italian. The other one was short, thick as fuck, 3 times black belt, gold hair.
Black belt.
You feel me? The bitches just don't look like sisters, but they were both my bitches. You know what I'm talking about?
Cute player.
At that time. And we was at the motherfucking Beverly Hills Hotel, and Big Sight come down. I'm at the bar. He's like, Joe, man, what you talking about? I'm like, what's up, my nigga? I'm like, man, you just fresh out? I'm like, yeah. Long story short, we at the motherfucking Beverly Hills Hotel, and Big Sight went and got him. This nigga come down with shirt off, ain't nothing but white people in this motherfucker. He yelling, nigga, what's happening? I'm like, hold on, come here. Put my arm around him, walk him outside. I'm like, God damn, nigga, you really hype. This nigga hype, though. Like, nigga, my album about to be up, nigga, up. Like, all right, okay. So the next thing you know, me and him, we end up going upstairs. This nigga got the whole flow. I mean, I got a nice suite, but this nigga got the whole flow. You know what I'm talking about? I'm just sitting there. I'm like, damn, this nigga got the whole flow. Okay, so, I'm sitting way in the cut. Me and this nigga drunk in the motherfucker. We had drunk about 12 bottles of Moet. We in that motherfucker listening to the album. You know what I mean? Like, man, this shit knock. It's fresh to my ears, because I'm fresher out than him. You know what I'm talking about? He been making music, and now I'm just getting out. I need to get in the studio, but then I'm hearing this shit. I'm like, damn, this shit, bang. You know what I'm talking about? Fucking with Dre and, you feel me, Battle Cat, and all the real motherfuckers that's out there. And of course, the nigga probably had problems with them because it was just a bunch of bullshit that was going on. But the whole point, remember I was telling you about the 2 bitches I had. So these 2 bitches come up, right? And Pac looking at the little blonde haired bitch, he wanna fuck. You feel me? I'm like, bitch, go. Tear him off. You know what I'm talking about? He go in the back, all the way in the back. She like, no, daddy, no, daddy. I'm like, bitch, take your ass in there and take care of Pac, bitch. What the fuck you talking about? No, daddy. Well, bitch, get your ass over there, right? So the bitch go in there, right? And the other bitch looking at me like, why you can't do that? I'm like, bitch, fuck what you talking about. Let her do what she's supposed to do. Boom, boom, boom. 2 minutes, that bitch come out like, daddy, I can't do it. I just want to fuck with you. I'm like, bitch, okay, check this out, bitch. The bitch they got 2 Benz, and one got a green Benz, the other bitch got a white Benz. I had the Rolls at their house. You feel me? I had the candy burgundy Rolls at the time, at their house. Next thing you know, I say, bitch, y'all both jump in one of them cars and keep the Benz. One of these Benz is gonna stay with me, right? Pac's still in the back. He's like, all right, what's going? What's going? So, you know, these wasn't even real hoes. These was just like my freak bitches that's getting money through vegetables. You know what I'm talking about? You feel me? They was getting money through vegetables for real though, through the restaurant. But I had like 4, 5 hoes really on the track at this time. You feel me? So Pac come out with a towel on. And nigga standing there, he said, where the bitch go? I'm like, man, that bitch gone, man. That bitch doesn't want to fuck with you like that, man. I mean, oh, nigga, that bitch said that. I'm like, man, yeah, that bitch doesn't want to fuck with you. She gone, bam. All right. He's like, all right. And nigga went back, threw on a sweatsuit. He come back. He said, watch this, though. Watch this, though, right? So now, we drunk than a motherfucker at this time. We drunk. I'm way in the corner. I'm passing out. You feel me? I'm looking at the lights on Sunset. I'm passing out. I knock at the door. Boop, 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 boop. This nigga, I'm talking about when I say he had the whole flow, it was like from a touchdown to a 50. You know what I'm talking about? That's how big this motherfucker was. This nigga jump over the couch, through the chair, all the way to the door, look at me like, watch this. And I'm like, I'm just looking hella close like, huh? I open the door, all I see is a motherfucker with a black hood on, black, everything black. Right? She strike like the bitch been there before. She strike. And look, she said, hey, Drew. And just boop, and made a left. I'm like, what the fuck is that? She said, nigga, that's Faith. I said, Faith Evans, nigga? Because she's a light bright, I already knew. Because she was thin then, you know what I'm talking about, hella thin. He's like, yeah, nigga. I'm like, all right, like, nigga, I'm gone. He's like, nigga, you want to come to death row? Tomorrow, I'll pick you up early in the morning. I'm like, yeah, all right. That morning, he come get me. That's the day that nigga made that song. I wonder why they call you bitch. I wonder why they call you bitch. That was about Faith. You feel me? And the mob, you know, Eddie and all them, you feel me? Rest in peace to my niggas. Not Eddie, but damn. Why I can't remember the nigga name? God damn it. It started with a Z too. Ah, that's crazy. But anyway, he said my name in the rap and all that. But them niggas was acting hella funny in the booth at the time. They, you know, hee ha in the booth. Pop, this nigga writes so fast and so quick and just be in there and knock it out. Fast, you feel me? Like, you know how niggas freestyle? He wasn't a freestyler. He'd just put it on paper, hella fast, and be in there and lay it down, right? And, you know, they're all about you. He's like, them niggas supposed to be on the fucking front like I was, right? But the niggas was acting hella stupid. He said, hey, man, y'all get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Come on. The niggas come out laughing. He said, Drew, you got something? Go in there. And I just said what I said. You know what I'm talking about? Bada bing, bada boom. And that's how that happened.
So Tupac, he recorded All About You and Wonder Why They Call You Bitch on the same day. I had no idea, man. So Faith, she actually was singing the chorus for Wonder Why They Call You Bitch at first. So was you in the studio when she was in the studio with Tupac, recording that chorus?
I think, you know what? No, she wasn't in the studio then, because he made the song. I think he brought her back like a couple days later. I think he did bring her back a couple days later. If not the next day. You feel me? This could have been still in the hotel, for all I know.
Good life, baby. Appreciate you saying that, brother. Oh shit, we want to see part 2, bitch.
Is it true that one of the reasons why you and Suge Knight had friction is because he found out that you was cool with Puffy?
Part 2, bitch.
Recording that course?
I think
Tupac 100% got with Faith Evans. She came to Tupac's hotel room, discussing all black. Like, damn, what you do? We went over this, right?
he the one that jumped over hella couches and tables and got to the door and opened it. And it's talking about, watch who this is.
You did this one.
A bitch from Wakanda. Exactly.
You
That's
seen her go to his room.
I mean, that's why she can say that.
Lied about having relations with her.
For, you know what I'm talking about? Because Pac opened the door. He the one that jumped over hella couches and tables and got to the door and opened it. And it's talking about, watch who this is. I'm like, who is it? Yeah, I don't know who the fuck it is. Then the bitch stepped in. He still didn't say it. The bitch just walked. It's like the bitch been in that same room before. You know what I'm talking about? Because she bust that left like a motherfucker, but she looked at me and said, hey, Drew, and just, whew.
I'm happy you brought that up, man, because she been doing interviews for years about how Tupac lied about having relations with her. And of course, he can't say nothing back. He can't defend himself because he passed away. He did. But how you feel about that, man? Her doing all these interviews for years and years, man, saying that Tupac lied about having relations with her, and you was there. You seen her come to Tupac hotel room.
Exactly.
You seen her go to his room.
I mean, that's why she can say that, because he not here. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, the song speaks for itself, but I was there. You know what I'm talking about? If anybody know, Big Psych know, but he dead too. You know what I'm talking about? But I was actually there. I ain't got time to be doing no motherfucking lying. What the fuck I need to lie about the shit for? Bitch, I seen you walk through the door. You, hey, Drew, and walked your ass into the room. Period. You feel me now? Did they fuck? I don't know. From a real nigga point of view, I would believe so. I would believe so, bitch. What you at the room for? You know what I'm talking about? You fucking with Biggie.
Crazy, man. Crazy. And I heard she was trying to disguise herself, too. Is that true?
Oh, yeah, she was disguised then. The bitch was looking like a bitch from Wakanda.
Not Wakanda.
That bitch was all black, nigga. Black Panther. Oh, yeah, because you know she's a light bright. She's a light bright, so motherfucker recognize her. But that bitch was hooded up, woo. Yeah, it was something else.
She also made another comment that I want to get your opinion on, because you was at the hotel when she came. She been saying in interviews, and she also said in her book that the reason why she went to the hotel was to get $25,000 from Tupac, because she's on the hook for wondering why they call you bitch. And she said that when she went to the hotel to get the money from Tupac, she said that Tupac told her in order for her to get her money, she had to give him fellatio. How you feel about her saying that?
Y'all start saying fellatio. Sound like
I don't know nothing about that, but if that's the case, that bitch probably already sucks his dick. So the 30,000, all that is flabbergasting. You feel me? She probably wanted some money. Nobody, who knows? I ain't never heard the shit.
See, I can't find nobody that agrees with Faith's story. Like, tells it different. Oh, we do got Digital Underground. Digital Underground on the different versions of Tupac. It was not an accident. Oh shit.
Yafiu Akiele Fula, October 9th, 1977, November 10th, 1996, better known by his stage name Yaki Gaddafi, was an American rapper and a founding member of the hip-hop group Outlaws. He was shot and killed on November 10th, 1996. He was shot between the eyes at point-blank range in a dispute over money.
In the eyes? Damn.
He was killed by the cousin of former Outlaw member Napoleon. Gaddafi was found slumped in a stairwell of the housing project at 3:30 a.m. with a bullet wound to his head. He was found with his bulletproof vest still on him. They say that the love of a mother towards her child is incomparable to any other, and when it comes to the tale of the life and death of Yaki Gaddafi, we simply cannot argue with this statement. Despite the fact that it happened 26 years ago, the trauma and the sadness.
Appreciate subscribing to the channel.
Give me a hell yeah.
He say that. So you got smoke?
Have never abandoned the soul of Gaddafi's mother, Yasmin Fula. Despite being left without a true father figure during his life, as a result, Yafeu Fula had a reason to be thrilled about his parents' involvement in the organization. Yasmin and Afeni Shakur, the mother of the great Tupac Shakur, were close friends from their BPP days, which meant that Yaki and Pac were actually godbrothers. Eventually, they became friends and formed one of the greatest hip-hop groups in history, the Outlaws. Of course, part of the group was also Napoleon, who has a special role in this tale. It never happened, sadly. Gaddafi was shot and killed about 2 months later in Orange, New Jersey, aged only 19 years of age. His killer was the cousin of Muta Beale, Napoleon Roddy Beale.
How you kill him for?
This is where we come to the role of Napoleon. He was the one who introduced the pair, who turned out to be good friends and spent lots of time together. The last time they were together was precisely on the 10th of November, 1996. Napoleon recalls that they had a common addiction to drugs and had probably once again been on some substances that night. The 16-year-old Roddy shot Gaddafi in the head, who died on the spot. Fula, who lived in Montclair, NJ, was shot once in the head and was found slumped in the third-floor hallway of an apartment building at 325 Mechanic Saint early morning on 10th of November 1996. Officers found Gaddafi at 3:48 a.m. after receiving a report of a shooting. Napoleon wasn't in town during the shooting and was distraught upon hearing the news. He flew over instantly to Jersey and found his cousin in tears, claiming that it was an accident. The rapper told him to turn himself over to the police, which is actually what happened. Roddy would eventually serve 7 or 8 years, whilst Napoleon would state that despite being extremely sad about Gaddafi's death, he still believed it was accidental. Naturally, there was one person who wasn't buying it and who still hasn't forgotten about the tragic incident, Yasmin Fula, Gaddafi's mother. She never believed in the alibi of the shooting being incidental and has even declared war on Napoleon, who had continuously voiced support for his cousin. This is when the penny dropped. Evidently, the wound is still fresh in Yasmin's heart, and towards the end of 2021, she came out with a detailed breakdown of the entire crime, presenting documents, police reports, etc., in order to prove that the murder was far from a fluke. It was actually quite well planned. 5:08. My son was murdered 25 years ago by Rashad Clark. For 25 years, I have screamed out this was murder and carried the pain.
You don't think this shit was? You think this shit was planned? Y'all think this shit was planned? But why did? Because what? Because he was a key witness to the shit that happened with Tupac. He said he needed help and he did so always. We held Yaki in the headlock, so admit. May get murdered could Amy. His claim he was 3 feet from Yaki when he shot. Was the medical examiner due to the slipping on Yaki's face? He attacked. Came to invest to defend himself, make him complaints in the crime. He had a duty to my family at the because of that. Damn.
And loss of both Tupac and Gaddafi. Made worse by lies, this was an accident. Threats and intimidation of witnesses, and ultimate betrayal by Muta Beale, who has acted as hype man and defender of his cousin. I have never blamed Muta for the murder. I have definitely blamed him for providing a forum for lies to propagate over the years, and not seeking truth despite the pain, and for continuing to exploit both Gaddafi and Tupac's death in interviews and pathetic displays of a crow eating off the carcass of dead people. Witnesses were afraid to testify, so 16-year-old Rashad was only given a 4-year sentence. Upon his release, he murdered another youth, and
He murdered somebody else?
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ugly ass on.
The nigga got 4 years for the shit, then get out and then murder somebody else. Boy, I tell you, bro. 3 feet away. He was less than 1 feet away.
Presently incarcerated in Virginia. A summary of police reports, medical, 4-year sentence. Upon his release.
It's my first time getting into like the death behind Yaki and shit. So I don't know if he telling like truth or like 50-50. But that's why I got y'all here.
He murdered another youth and presently incarcerated in Virginia. A summary of police reports, medical reports, murderer's statement is attached. I am gathering the official reports to release to the public. The murderer phoned ahead, said he was coming but don't tell. Gaddafi had weeks before threatened to kill Gaddafi, according to police witness accounts, because Gaddafi thought he was too big, because he was with Tupac. Additionally, during the murderer's confession, he was asked by police if he knew Yaki Gaddafi had on a bulletproof vest. He answered yes.
Damn.
Gaddafi was shot in the right eye. Literally, his brains were blown out. Gaddafi's mom said Napoleon's cousin and someone else murdered Gaddafi. The other guy had him in a chokehold when his cousin shot him. The police report says the same thing, but that they were playing. Gaddafi's mom said Napoleon's family threatened witnesses. His girlfriend, whose apartment this was at, in the hallway. Gaddafi had been wearing body armor, but Napoleon suggested they were committing a lot of crimes in New Jersey. That's plausible because I doubt they left LA with much money if Tupac was nearly broke too from court cases. Gaddafi said in Las Vegas he thought he would be dead soon. So it seems like he was paranoid, but the reasons for it depend on what you want to believe. Even if Gaddafi was murdered, you could believe it was over dumb shit, but it's too convenient for people who killed Tupac. I only watch videos from Bombast if it seems like Reggie will be getting lies mixed up or incriminating himself, which he does a lot. Lately, he did a video on this and said, when he talked to Napoleon about this, Napoleon was supposed to be in Atlanta.
Yeah, you did tell me that. Matter of fact, I meant to check your, that's crazy right there, bro. That's some fuck shit, bro. Damn. Hold on, I meant to go to my Instagram. I forgot to send the link you sent me. It's got music in it. You said let it go, jealousy from a niggas got him killed.
Mopreem Shakur, right, has just filed.
Hold on, I said Tupac accused murders and hundreds of others accused of facing major trouble now.
Filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Dwayne Keefe D. Davis. And shout out to my boy Diddy Docket for plugging the information, man. He's always on top of it. Y'all got to go follow him on X. But let's get right into it. As basically, Mopreem, who's Tupac's stepbrother, he filed this wrongful death lawsuit in Los Angeles County Superior Court, right? Mm-hmm. And he did it on the behalf of the estate of the late Father Mutulu Shakur. That's Tupac's stepfather. Now, the suit, it names Dwayne Keefe D. Davis as the primary defendant, along with unnamed co-conspirators listed as John Doe's 1 through 100. Now, it seeks unspecified damages for Tupac's 1996 murder and aims to uncover more details about an alleged broader conspiracy through civil discovery. And I can tell y'all where this is going. I pretty much know that this is going to get disgusting, in my opinion. Well, Mopreem, again, he acts as the administrator of Mutulu Shakur's estate. Mutulu died in 2023, you guys. It distinguishes it from an earlier 97 wrongful death lawsuit filed by Tupac's mother, Afeni Shakur. Now, again, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis is the only person right now that's been criminally charged in this case, and numerous unnamed John Does alleged to have participated in the murder or the conspiracy. Ooh, this is going to get crazy, bro. Now, the lawsuit alleged that a complex conspiracy to murder Tupac that went beyond a simple retaliation for a prior altercation in the MGM Grand fight involving Orlando Anderson, it states that for the first time in nearly 30 years, new information reveals threads of a larger plot with individuals who have avoided accountability. Now, recent developments cited include the grand jury transcripts and evidence from Keefe D's criminal case, the 50 Cent produced Netflix documentary, Sean Combs' The Reckoning, which features a 2008 police interview recording where Keefe D allegedly claimed that Sean Diddy Combs offered him $1 million to kill Tupac and Suge Knight amid the East Coast-West Coast rap feud. Diddy and
has denied any involvement in this whole situation.
That we need to get his ass.
Just to put that out there.
Oh, this shit can get his ass.
His goal is to hold accountable to those who involved and use civil discovery to identify additional co-conspirators and obtain more information not fully accessible in the criminal proceedings. Now, the lawsuit emphasizes that Keefe D is the only person ever arrested or charged criminally in Tupac's death. This is a civil wrongful death action separate from an ongoing criminal murder case against Keefe D in Nevada. Now, civil suits have a lower burden of proof, preponderance of the evidence versus beyond a reasonable doubt, and can proceed even if the criminal case has a different outcome. Now, Tupac, as we all know, was shot in a drive-by on September the 7th, 1996, in Las Vegas after attending a Mike Tyson fight at the MGM Grand. Now, he died on September the 13th, 1996 at 25 years old. The shooting followed a brawl involving Tupac.
Every time I hear that shit, boy, that shit hit me hard. Cause I was celebrating my birthday that Tupac died that day.
Damn. Ignited Southside Compton Crips member Orlando Anderson. Now, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, a former Southside Compton Crip leader, has long been linked to the case. He has admitted in interviews and statements to being in a white Cadillac from which the shots were fired, though he denies pulling the trigger himself. Prosecutors have described him as the on-ground commander who orchestrated or ordered the hit in retaliation for the earlier fight. Now, Keefe D. was indicted by a Clark County grand jury in September of 2023 on one count of murder with a deadly weapon. He was arrested shortly after and has pleaded not guilty. Now, his trial, delayed multiple times, is currently scheduled to begin on August the 10th, 2026. Now, he remains in custody, including time for unrelated jailhouse issues.
We'll be streaming. I will try to stream it. I hope they put it on YouTube, but I will be trying to stream that live, or we'll do a stream. I'll do a stream of what happened August the 10th. I will be doing that because we gotta see what the fuck going on. I hope we can get Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Some. Then you better look, Keith. You better tell something. We want to get Diddy. Get your ass. We ain't gonna let you free the bitch, but we want you to go ahead and do the right thing. Go ahead and get Diddy in there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Why didn't want to make Faith testify? I just thought about that shit. They say Faith was when he called the phone.
Now, Afeni Shakur filed a wrongful death suit in the late 1990s naming Orlando Anderson, who denied involvement and was later killed in 1998. That case did not result in major resolutions or payments tied to new confessions. Now, Keefe D. has been a vocal figure in documentaries and books, sometimes providing...
Y'all think Diddy done that? Because they've been saying he can get out 2028. He gonna get out 2028, but if this shit go through, you think they'll get his ass? Said Diddy, I hope he don't never come at bitch. I hope you get your goddamn karma. I think when Diddy die, we gonna see a whole bunch of people. You know I'm a streamer, but we gonna see a whole bunch of people we ain't never seen before. Just come out and tell their story and why they were scared to come forward, even though he's still locked up. He locked up right now. I think we're gonna see a whole bunch of people like we never seen before.
In details, while maintaining his innocence in the actual shooting, his 2008 interview comments about a supposed bounty, a Diddy bounty, have been recirculated but remain unproven allegations as of right now. And the lawsuit was filed very recently today, and so there's no public updates yet on the service process and responses from Keefe D's legal team or court hearings. Now, it will likely run parallel but independently of the criminal trial. Now, Keefe D's defense has previously sought to suppress evidence from a search of his home and challenged aspects of the case, but those are criminal matters. Now, Mo Preem and the family have expressed frustration of the decades-long lack of full accountability and hope that this suit, combined with new public information, will bring more clarity and justice. This is bad news for a lot of people, y'all. I'm just going to tell y'all this right now. This is not going to end well for a lot of people. I got one person specifically in my mind. I'm not going to say his name right now. But things that are being mentioned, it does not look pretty. And I'm just going to tell you like this.
Who you think he talking about? Who y'all think he talking about? Who y'all think he talking about? I don't know why Gene did pop in my damn head when he said this shit. Y'all like to sing. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Thank you, baby.
I'm gonna tell you like this: it's not looking pretty. I'm just gonna keep it real as I can keep it with you guys. It doesn't seem like this is gonna end well, and that's just me being honest.
Y'all said Diddy?
I don't think this situation.
We going with Diddy. Shout out my baby Shot for giving me this info. She inboxed me this. I was supposed to look at it yesterday, but I got to it today. Appreciate you giving me this info. If y'all got more information, and y'all want me to react to it, please be free. I'm on Instagram. I got the same name on Instagram. Y'all just send me shit. Or I might just make a Tupac Discord where we just discover new evidence or things like that.
Ends well at all, you guys. I think the situation ends very, very badly.
If y'all want it, let me know.
Yeah, that's just how I feel about this situation. I don't think this situation, has a good ending to it at all. And that's just me saying what I feel, and that's what I'm on.
No, I don't end it.
You know what I mean?
If we can take every person that we're responsible for, we can take them all down. I'm with the shit. Take them all down. We need some closure. We can't say no names because when they ain't arrested or judge, you can actually end up with a charge for telling. Oh, okay. Thank you.
That's what I'm on. Right? So I definitely feel like this is a situation that is going to get very explosive when he names different names. I feel like it's going to get explosive. So I think everybody should just look out for that. I don't think that this is going to be one of those situations where this is going to go away. I think this is one of those ones that stings, that hurts, and I think that this is going to be one of those situations where, a lot of things are going to be brought out to the forefront. Remember, he said he used things from that documentary 50 put out. That's going to be very explosive. He's got 100 Jane or John and Jane Does that's been unnamed, co-conspirators. I wonder when he unnames these people, who is he going to unname? If he does, as co-conspirators in this lawsuit. I have a big clue on the first person.
Come on, give us something.
But I won't say nothing.
God damn it.
This is about to get real diabolical.
Hey guys, Ticket really hopes you enjoyed the content.
Shout out for giving me that. Oh, look at that. I've been looking for that damn lady. That lady right there the whole time. I've been looking for her. I forgot I did this, the unseen footage of Tupac like a while ago, and she was like one like I forgot what she an officer. She an investigator or something. She like one. She don't believe none of that bullshit. But when I seen that was like in the 90s. This an update. Tupac, yeah, the truth of how the image was released. See what she talking about.
Whatever you can tell us about how that came about, how you came into possession of that.
When Tupac died, the coroner's office was around the corner. And because of all the people at the hospital, I mean, there were cars circling and playing music, and they're standing up on their cars, and that parking lot was just loaded with cars. And then when word spread that he died, people were going to the scene, and they also were going to the hospital. So they was real close, so they just took him. So my understanding is they took him out a back doorish way, and not the where everybody was standing.
Yeah, I heard that shit. I heard that shit. What you think he gonna testify about? The Shara, what you think he gonna testify about? But I heard they said Snoop Dogg had something to do with it too. You talking about? Is you talking about like when he knew that he knew something was gonna happen? That's why he didn't go. Damn, I don't know how to say it. Like that he had the heads up that night to go with Tupac now, or not go to the fight. Know what you mean? Give me more on it.
People were going to the scene, and they also were going to the hospital. So they it was real close, so they just took him. So my understanding is they took him out a back doorish way, and not where everybody.
Hold on now. I gotta find. Hold on. I be saying a whole bunch of names on here. I ain't gonna lie. Like, what you can't say if it's in a court, like is it in a court date or like documentary? I mean courts. How you say this shit? It's like a court shit. If you read some shit off the court or some shit. Yeah, he probably won't say nothing. Bitch ass. He best friends with goddamn Diddy ass bitch ass motherfucker.
He was standing in the entrance, and just loaded with cars, and then when word spread that he died, people were going to the scene, and they also were going to the hospital. So it was real close, so they just took him. So my understanding is they took him out a back doorish way, and not where everybody was standing in the entrance. And it's the back of the hospital is where the trauma unit is. So you're at the back of the hospital anyway. So they took him out got him, in a van, and took him around the corner to the coroner's office. They did it right then. So there were, my understanding, 5 cops in there, coroner's office employees in there. I got a copy of the coroner's report too. They called and asked me, "We made a mistake, could you give it back?" And I said, "No." Ooh. So you've got people who have access, taking cameras. There were like 4 cameras in the room. So you have different kinds of film. So you've got people taking cameras, and so not just one camera took photos of him dead. It was a pretty graphic photo and clear, nothing blurry about it. But I don't tell anybody what kind of film it was. I don't tell, I don't discuss that, but anybody can figure out who. But there were people coming and going inside there too. My sense is one of those photos slipped out, and shame on them. I mean, I'm a reporter. Somebody hands me something, and then what do you do with it? So there was the discussion with the editor and the publisher as to, do we do this or not? So all those rumors were going around that Tupac faked his own death. So to stymie that as a journalist, as an author, I have the proof from that. And so that was the thinking. It was a big decision whether we did that or not. We almost didn't do it, and then we did.
And what feedback have you gotten over the years about it, the good and the bad?
Oh, I've gotten, people tell me I stole it, really, and how could I have done that? You think I could just walk into the coroner's office and go to a desk, or walk into the coroner's, autopsy room?
Especially with a famous murder like that, it's much more.
Yeah, exactly.
More
so
perhaps,
so I was shocked when I got it, and
is it real or goddamn?
The person said, "Here it is."
You know what I'm saying? They switched the bodies.
Here, and I don't know what the motive was behind the person. I didn't ask any questions, and a dog didn't give it to me. A human being gave it to me. I don't give the gender, and lots of people have guessed, and I've been asked, and people say, now I know it was this, and I just don't respond. I don't give it away. If the person who gave it to me dies, I thought about that. Would I come out with it then? And I thought, nah, I don't know why, although the person, and that would be to save that person. It's so funny because, 10 years later, I like to work we're here at a cafe. I like to write at a cafe. I get a lot of work done. And I get food and I get, coffee, drinks. Cops go to them too. So I'd run into cops at coffee houses and say, I know it was so-and-so. And you tell me, I know it was so-and-so. And I'm just deadpan and I don't react. And you get good at it when you're asked so many times. There are still people, I know it was that person for a fact. I just said, well,
there's going to be people in the comments of this video saying they know who it is.
And I say, have fun with it.
Shit, I'm about looking at the comments right now. I ain't gonna lie. You need to release that shit. Stop playing. He said, I myself worked in Morgan of the hospital. I knew for a fact that photo was really sad. Oh yeah, what y'all talking? What we talking about? She talking about the Tupac autopsy photo. The one he looked sliced up and shit. When they cut him open and shit. I want to discuss that damn tattoo because they said the tattoos don't match up. I've been hearing that for years, like the tattoos don't match up. Okay, this the dude that took. Okay, they said the one that took the last picture of Tupac.
Little while, and then we walked across the street to the MGM hotel where the fight was being held, and we were just standing in the lobby, people watching. And actually I saw Tupac and a group of people that he was with come into the lobby right before the fight. And I just figured I probably would see him later, so I didn't really go approach him or anything like that.
And had you seen him before or talked to him before?
Yeah, actually I have. I met him at Can-Am Studios, because I used to sell cars, and a couple of people I know that worked for Death Row, I sold them a couple of cars, and I delivered them to Can-Am Studios, and they introduced me to him. I talked to him a couple of times at Can-Am Studios. We just talked about cars, and actually one time we talked about the Hummer that he was interested in getting. I didn't get it for him. He wound up getting it from somewhere else. But we talked cars, and it was just an interesting thing just to, being there with him and just all the melee that was going on. It was real interesting.
The activity at the studio?
Oh yeah. People kept saying they need tickets. And we said, no, we're not selling. And then this one couple came up. They were from Detroit. Never forget them. They had on some bright green. They were dressed alike. And the guy said, man, I'll give you $2,500 each ticket. And we looked at each other and we said, okay. And so we wind up selling our tickets and made a little profit off of them.
It turned out to be a good deal for you. That fight was only like a minute long.
Yes.
People were mad.
Yeah, and that's what we took into consideration too. He's like, Tyson's usually knocking people out like within a minute or two of the first round. So we took that into consideration too.
Yeah, y'all got going on.
My boy and I, we walked back across the street to our hotel.
This summer, make your own magic at the Monte Carlo Resort and Casino.
I know that shit copyrighted. I don't give a damn how old it is. Damn, but I ain't seen this shit on TV. 18831. Who used to get on them little what's the shit used to be back in the day? The little when you used to talk to God. Damn, what the fuck that shit was called? What that shit called? You used to call motherfuckers and be talking to girl, leave voice message, be talking to motherfuckers on that shit. What it was called? Damn, I can't remember. The hotline? What's it called? The hotline? Yo, they be talking some freaky motherfuckers on that motherfucker. Hello, my name goddamn Jody. You know what I'm saying? From South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? I like your voice. Motherfucker seen your voice message back. Yeah, that shit was crazy. I wonder they still got that shit. I think it was called a hotline.
Both were winning. I was on one end and he was kind of on the other. So I walked over to him. I said, man, I'm hungry. I want to go get something to eat. And he said, no, I'm winning right now. So, I said, I'm winning too. I'm up right now. So I'm good. I wind up calling California Pizza Kitchen to place a food order. And I called them and told them I was coming to pick it up. Valet brought my Suburban up. And I got in the Suburban and made my way to the strip. And it was crowded.
Oh my God, we all off there type. Hold on. Shit, I'm trying to see my shit still on that shit. I probably got some messages on that motherfucker. I ain't even check that bitch. Y'all say it's called a party line? Bitch. I'm talking about the one that used to be, they had to be like the one that used to be on BET. I used to see a lot on BET. Damn, what's called now? Part. I ain't thought about this shit in years, bro. I don't think that's it. Damn, what was the name of that shit? God damn it. I'll find it later. Hey, what the fuck that video was? We were looking at it. Okay.
Traffic, saw a lot of police and just a lot of people. You saw people still yelling out Tyson, and the fight had been over for a few hours. I saw this one guy, he was like yelling, Tyson, Tyson. As I was driving, making my way through the traffic, I stopped at a light and I looked to the left and there was some shiny wheels. I'm in the car, so I looked at the wheels and then I looked over and I saw it was Tupac and Suge. And I said, what up, Pac? And then he kind of hesitated, he looked, and then he recognized me. And he said, oh, what up, man? And then I said, hey, what's up, where you guys going? He said, we're going to the club. You should follow us. I said, all right, cool. So for some reason, I have no idea why. I said, man, let me get a picture real quick. I said, let me get a picture. And I had my camera, I had a 35 millimeter camera in my center console. So I grabbed the camera and I just, snapped the picture. Yeah, and I still have the camera that I took the picture with. It's exclusive. I've never showed this camera before.
Old school.
It's a Nikon 125. And see, it has the buttons where you can rewind it here. And here's where the film cartridge goes in right here. Yeah, I held on to the camera. This is it. It's a Nikon 125i. And then after I snapped the picture, the light changed green. They pulled off, and there was some other cars behind them that I recognized. It was like the BMW, and I think it was a Lexus. I just recognized them from being in LA. So I let them pass, and then I got behind them. So I was like 3 cars behind them. I got on the phone, and I was calling California Pizza Kitchen to cancel my food order. As I was on the phone with them, we made a right turn. And after we made the right turn, all I heard was pop, pop, pop. And I'm like looking around and I didn't really see. I kind of like, because I didn't know where the shots were, if they were whatever. It sounded like gunshots. So I was just kind of like looking around. And then all of a sudden, I saw the guys in the cars that were in front of me run up towards the BMW. And so then all of a sudden you see like about 3 or 4 of the guys run up to the car, and then all of a sudden you see Suge make a big wide U-turn in the middle of the street. And now the guys are running back towards their cars. And then one of the guys, I don't know why, he ran and was trying to open my door. My door was locked, so I didn't really know dude or whatever. And I guess he realized he was in the wrong car. And then you see the cars take off, and then you see a Lexus. It was a green Lexus, SC400. I'm in the car, so I know the cars. I don't know, I just got into it, and I wind up making a U-turn and following behind him. And as we got back to the strip, there was traffic coming through, but Suge just ran through it. As he made the turn, he ran up on the curb. And if you see in the pictures, there were 2 flat tires on the passenger side. That was from him going up on that curb on the strip. So then it's 3 of us. We going through the intersection also, flying. And so then we get back to this one intersection, and he makes a left turn, and there's traffic. So he was stopped. And so the Lexus got into a turning lane, and now I'm behind the Lexus. I'm directly behind the Lexus, which, what's the security?
Frank Alexander.
Yeah, Frank Alexander, yes. That's who was driving the Lexus.
Yeah, and it was Kadada Jones's
Yeah,
car.
It was her car, yeah. And now I see the bicycle cops rolling up. They're like, and then all of a sudden you see one of them throw the bike down, and he draws his gun. And now he's pointing it at the BMW. I hear out the window, Suge, my man, pocket shot. And you see the police. I couldn't really make out what he was saying. I think he was saying something about get out the car or something. And then all of a sudden you see Suge get out the car, and he lays on the ground. And then the cop runs up to him. Now Suge jumps up, and he runs over. Him and the cop goes over to the other side of the car, to the passenger side where Tupac is. And then while that is happening, another cop pulls up in a car, and he's on the wrong side of the street. He pulls up, and he pulls a gun on me. He said, freeze, don't move, put your hands on the steering wheel. And then all of a sudden the door opens, and he's snatching me out the car, throws me on the ground. I say, hey, what's going on? What's up? And so while he puts me on the ground, now while I'm on the ground, he has me facing where all the action is. So I'm laying down, looking like this, and I see they open the door, they take Tupac out. Now he's on the ground. I see him, like they put him on the ground. And then now the ambulance shows up. But as the cops are, searching me, and, and I'm telling I'm not with them, whatever, I'm not with them. And then he was saying, well, we got witnesses saying that you're part of their entourage. I was like, no, I'm just here. I just pulled up to the intersection. I just saw him. I just took a picture. And then he said, well, we have witnesses. He kept saying, we have witnesses saying that you were part of their entourage. Now the ambulance pulls up, and I see the medics are, tending to Tupac and Suge, and I saw that Suge had some blood coming down his head or whatever, and they were tending to that, and then I see him put Tupac on a gurney, and they put him into the back of the ambulance. And then Suge, he gets in, and then they drove off. And then the cops interviewed me, and I gave them my driver's license, told them what I was doing, where I was staying at. And now the other cops are talking to the other guys that were there, because then now they pulled up the guys from the Outlaws. I learned that they were from the Outlaws. They talking to Mr. Alexander. They wouldn't let him go. He kept trying to leave. He said, I'm his security. I need to be with him. He said, no, you can't leave the scene, whatever. And so they searched my car. It was new. I had just bought the Suburban maybe like 2 weeks before. So I didn't really have anything in it, just maybe some papers or whatever. And then the officer said, you're free to go. We don't need you. We got your information. If we need you, we'll contact you.
Bitch, you threw me out of the car. That was set me the fuck out. The fuck you shit threw me out of the car. No, man.